It's your girl, Claudia Jordan. We are back with TGIF. Of course, we're here to spill the tea and break down the biggest headlines in the news and on social media. So sit back, relax, and get ready for this hot tea. We have, of course, Al Reynolds and Funky Dineva. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday.
When I tell you I barely made it here from Jamaica, I landed at 5:30. My Uber driver picked us up, and this Negro missed my exit 2 times. Ain't that crazy?
Never would have made it.
He missed my exit twice. And
Never should have made it.
The toll road in the middle of rush hour traffic. So I barely
lost it all.
Okay. You guys are so friendly today. Hi. Hello. Hi. What's up?
Don't be bringing all that flustered ass energy to the show.
I'm sharing my day. Can I share my day?
Trying to get me and Al all flustered up because we zen.
No, I share my day, but clearly my day doesn't matter. Let's just talk about your imaginary
run out the airport with your cute tracksuit on.
Let's just talk about your imaginary muscles instead of my struggles. Okay.
You look good in your cute tracksuit, girl. That's what you're wearing to work today.
That's what I'm wearing to work. The tracksuit. Let's get into the topics. I'm already sick of y'all. Well, you Funky, not Al. I had to do nothing. All right. Look, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Nene Leakes gave your girl props in an exclusive interview with Carlos King. Take a look at this clip from Carlos King's Reality with the King podcast.
But I will give Claudia this, although she said the most nastiest things about me, and she's been holding on to a grudge for 100,000 years. I'm going to give her this. I've read many of girls, honey, and I've been on this show with many girls. I would have to say that she was probably my number one battle.
Bitch.
She was definitely right up there to battle with.
And I want people to know this too. You told me and Joy after that scene between you and Claudia, because Demetria was being positioned as a peach holder, and you told me and Joy, y'all picked the wrong bitch.
That's right.
And Claudia, I want people to know that because you're not this hater. No. You always did what was best for the show.
I did.
You said that bitch Claudia, she's good. Y'all need to give her a peach.
Y'all done got rid of Portia. You need to give Claudia the peach, because Claudia was really going toe to toe with me, and I will give her that every single time.
All right. What do you guys think about Nene's remarks? Whoever wants to speak on it.
That's it brought an eternal smile to my face because, I do identify a lot with Nene in the sense that she's able to be very transparent and honest. And much like myself, I cannot like you and I can work with you. You can be my adversary and I can still realize that we need you as part of this group setting situation. And so I think it was great. If I want to step out on a limb and be honest, Claudia, my only reservation with you when you came onto the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you can chime in on this if you want to, your appearances on the Real Housewives of Atlanta came off to me as if somebody was in your ear saying, do this, do that, go after this person and attack this person. Because there were several scenes that were just extremely awkward. The one when you told Portia, I know you messing with the Africans. The one when you was asking Phaedra about her relationship with Apollo and that woman barely knew you. And she was like, I will discuss that, but not with you. And then obviously you and Nene having you guys' beef. It just felt like someone was in your ear saying, do this, and this is how you get the job.
Never. First of all, I was there as a friend of the show. I wasn't there to get a peach, and I was perfectly fine. What people fail to remember is at the time, I was already working on the Ricky Spiley morning show and booked every single weekend. I wasn't trying to get another. I didn't even think me getting a peach was a possibility. That's been one of the most frustrating opinions because, especially now, like you've known me for some years now, I wouldn't go on a show to do someone's dirty work. Why would I? I have too much confidence in myself, and I don't need to do that. Like, I didn't care to be on reality TV. That's never been a goal of mine. I was minding my business when I went to a get-together at the, what's that club in LA? It's a gay spot.
Abbey?
The Abbey. And two of my friends, B. Scott and Mr. Ray, called Carlos to come over there. We hung out. He was like, I want to get you. I'm going to change your life. I was like, okay. I hardly even watched the show. So when I got on the show, it's funny because it's the opposite that actually happened. both Kenya and Carlos said, do not do what everybody else does and thinks this is how you get attention and go after Nene with a fake beef. I said, I have no beef with Nene. We was actually cool before I did the show. And I actually hung out with Portia a few times in New York and in Miami. So I had no beef with anyone on the show. So what y'all don't see is a lot of times they will poke you and then they'll show the response. So yeah, it did seem awkward to me and Portia because you didn't see day one at the Ricky Smiley show. She changed up on me after we was cool. You didn't see, well, I don't know, the Nene thing, me and Nene, like I said, we were cordial before this. So I was shocked to see there was a scene where she was calling me thirsty. And I was just like, whatever. So it's kind of like on reality, you get the response. And as the new girl, I understand how people say, oh, you came with an agenda. Absolutely not. Carlos and Kenya. And to Kenya's credit, she could have said, yo, you're my girl, have my back. She never said that. And as far as what Nene said, I thought that was dope what she said. Of course, she threw some shade, but, that's to be expected. That's fine. But I do appreciate that because that is what actually would happen. And that scene was a lot left out that y'all did not see. And I wish they could one day release it because it was actually a fantastic ping pong match between the two of us. And I would always say this, so it's my close friends, it's too bad that it went down like that because I think her and I on the same page would have made some funny ass TV together. So, but anyways, I appreciate that, Nene. Thank you so much. And that was cool. And I'm not going to address the shady part. I'm going to be happy with that. I'm going to take my wins. I'm going to take my W's. So yeah. That's it. So Al, you want to say anything or are you good?
Oh, no, I'm good. This is nothing new to me because she's a friend of mine, so she already told me how she felt. So this is no new news for me.
Yeah, it's crazy that I'm looking at the chat. It's like you went on the show to blow up. I really didn't. I didn't. But y'all gonna believe what you're gonna believe. I was there. All right, y'all. Erykah Badu may not believe that Imitation is flattery. She recently reposted a photo of Beyonce wearing an oversized metallic hat on stage, similar to the one Badu has been wearing for decades, her signature look. Erykah wrote, I guess everybody's stylist. She also commented under Beyonce's original post and wrote, I'm flattered. What do you think about Erykah Badu implying that Beyonce stole her look? Al?
I don't know. I think the post was a little bit of attention seeking. I don't follow Erykah Badu like that, but I think she was trying to be messy, and I think she's too old to be messy on IG like this because everything that I know about Beyonce, she's always paid Erykah Badu her giving her roses. Remember on her Queen mix, "Break My Soul," she shouts out Erykah Badu. So I don't know. I do know this though. I went on Erykah Badu's page, and those beehives or the bees were all over that page. It was full of bees. So I'm sure the beehive have gotten her together about this.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I really don't know how to take this post because Erykah Badu, full disclosure, is my all-time favorite artist. I've been rocking with her since Baduism came out in 1997. All-time favorite artist. Erykah is not known to be in no internet beef. She's not known to be messy. She does have a twisted sense of humor that can get, confusing sometimes. But this one is really confusing me because I know that Erykah is not petty enough to think that she's the first person to ever rock a hat. Quiet as it's kept, if we being petty, that's Abraham Lincoln hat. Mm-hmm. All right. And the second thing that I want to say is that unless Erykah physically sat at home and hand stitched that hat that she's been wearing, that means that you were able to access the hat in the open market, which means other people have been able to access that hat, which means other people have been wearing the hat. This is just like when Lil' Kim was talking mess about Nicki Minaj wearing the wigs. I don't know why female artists and females, period, y'all do this. Y'all get a bag, somebody else got a bag, she copying me. Y'all wear a wig. They make multiple of them, which means you're copying somebody else, whether you know it or not. So, I'm a little confused with this one. I'm because I love Erykah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this is just some of Erykah's funny comedy that's just not being received the way she intended it.
I saw some Beehive members saying it's cool. We get Erykah's sense of humor. Dreonce said Beyonce been wearing that hat since 2016. Google the Formation World Tour. Casey Assassin said, I wish everyone would call Bey out for biting everyone else's style. And Tony Cherie said Beyonce gave her flowers.
In 2023, there's no such thing as biting somebody else's style. Every configuration of clothing and accessories has been worn at this point in some form or fashion. So if I'm hearing correctly, just because now at this point, Erykah has worn the hat and Beyonce has happened to wear a top hat with the high boots on, no one else is allowed to do it? Because I'm pretty sure if we scroll through some of Mary J. Blige pictures, Mary do the hat and the thing with the high boots. Is she copying too? Or is it that we all just like a certain look?
I think when they like the person, they'll say, oh, she was copied. And if they don't like the person, I think we pick and choose, like, you know, when we say someone's copying, because we see this all the time with the rap girls. I mean, someone wears a skirt. Oh, you copied their style.
No, no one has exclusive license to a look.
Yeah, I agree. All right, well, we're talking about Beyonce. A gay black man was stabbed to death after voguing to Beyonce's Renaissance at a gas station. Now, a group of men allegedly approached O'Shea Sibley and his friends and told them to stop dancing and hurled offensive slurs at the group. O'Shea confronted the men and ended up stabbed to death, which is so sad. Can y'all believe this level of hatred? I mean, we're killing people over their dancing. You know, voguing's a form of dance that originated in the ball culture of gay black men in Harlem. Al, what are your thoughts on this story?
This is just so sad. Rest in peace, O'Shea. And I was watching his brother's testimony, and that just tore me up inside. That was just him talking about how he put his hand over the hole and the blood was still just spewing everywhere. There's so much to unpack here. The first thing I looked at and listened to was his neighbor's interview. And the neighbor said he had told O'Shea, listen, dude, when your friends come in the neighborhood, be careful because they're very homophobic in this neighborhood. You got to watch how you guys behave in this neighborhood. And there's a side of me that's like, okay, he had a warning, but is that a reason enough for him not to be himself? I personally enjoyed the fact that he stood up for himself, that he stood up for his friends, but I wish it wasn't at the cost of his life and not at the hands of another young Muslim, a foreign Muslim man, because in the foreign culture, in the Muslim culture, you're supposed to be about peace. Now, the contradiction there is also in the Muslim culture, they're very much against same-sex anything, and they believe that that's a sin. And the man felt like by them dancing and being gay, they were disrespecting his religion, which gives it no credence, right? Because you don't have the right to take anybody's life. And also, what Brooklyn is supposed to be diverse. It's diverse religious, sexual orientation, race, culture, and ethnicity. These foreign Muslims need to turn the page, and I don't know, I'm just babbling, but I don't feel like he had a right to take O'Shea's life just because he was gay.
Some of the same people that think that they can do an honor killing to their daughters, that they find out she's a whore right in their eyes, which a whore to them is being with one person. Trevor Mitchell said he should have read the room. Why would you do that in front of all those masculine, ignorant men? That's sad. Q, what do you think?
So to Mr. Williams' point for what he just said, it does sting because I saw you take that sting, Claudia, but that is a protective mechanism that a lot of us gay boys grow up with, having to code switch when we go in several environments. And I always tell people, you can fight the fight of, well, I should be able to act any way I want. Yeah, you should. Or you can make it home to see another day. This is not the oppression Olympics. And I know I'm about to upset some people when I say what I'm about to say. But this is why it's hard for some of us to take other people super serious, because why y'all and some of y'all are out there fighting and fussing over prefixes and imaginary spaces being erased. Other people are fucking dying. Mm-hmm. You're upset, which I understand, and your upset is valid. But other people are fucking dying for being. While we, I'm going to say we, are fussing over prefixes and imaginary spaces.
Q, I kind of can vibe with that, because my whole thing is, where's the outrage? The outrage should be just as strong as the outrage is over these pronouns and these transgender issues. I agree with you on that. I have to say, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me because this is a young man's life, and just so lost for no reason.
And to your point, Q, it shouldn't be the oppression Olympics. And I feel that when you say that, and I have to push back a little bit. I don't believe it's imaginary spaces. I think it's really real spaces. I think there's a lot of fucking ignorance and anger from all directions. And it's horrible when men are killed and trans folks are killed, people, over things like I'm offended and I hide my religion. Just like I'm pissed off, and I could say the same thing. Oh, where's the outrage when Black women are dying? So we don't want to compare. It's fucked up what happened to this man, and it's fucked up what Black people are, what we're doing to each other. And I think it needs to stop across the board. Like, where is this hostility coming from where we don't like something about you that it hurts me so bad, right? In all spaces. If you're gay, if you're trans, if you're a woman, if you're this, like, knock it the fuck off. And I'm talking to Black people right now. We complain about them so much. And by them, I mean white people and how racist they are. And look how we do each other. Look how we do each other all the time. And whatever excuse we use, the bitch wasn't listening or he's gay and it bothered me. Like, why? It's like we cannot wait to like just tear each other down.
And we have the same enemy. And
we do. And that's
Black men. No, and it's Black men. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Because while the gays and the trans and the women are fussing and fighting, we share the same enemy. And we got to go to break, Claudia.
And that's why I hate when we do this with us.
Right.
It really bothers me. Okay, y'all, we got to go to break. Coming up next, what would you do in a sticky situation? And later, find out why Brittney Griner is trending, y'all. Keep it here. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TGIF. Shout out to the soulmates in the chat. I see y'all having your own debates in the comments. Shout out to all of you. Please hit that like button. All right, soulmates, have you ever thought about how you would handle yourself if you were placed in the midst of an unexpected situation? Well, we like for you to chime in the chat and at home with your friends in a fun little segment we like to call #WWYD. What would you do? All right, y'all, in Atlanta, mother is outraged after Sugar Factory staff allegedly served alcohol to the children at her daughter's birthday dinner. Now, the mother claims her 11-year-old daughter and her friends were served alcoholic shots. The family was offered complimentary drinks to celebrate her daughter's birthday. The mother agreed, thinking the staff would serve juice to the minors. Now, know the story, but what would you do in this situation? Had this been your kids, Q?
There are a few situations that warrant you cussing and acting all ignorant in public. And I probably would have been one of those people on World Star Hip Hop that was like turning shit over and like throwing stuff behind the register and stuff, because this is jacked up. And then the deeper implication of it is somebody could have seen my child when we left there and stopped by Walmart or something. My child ends up intoxicated. Now I'm arrested and my child is in CPS for neglect and danger because they thinking that I gave my child alcohol. So Go ahead.
Imagine if you were in some kind of custody battle with your the other parent, and they're like, "Oh, unfit," and you had nothing to do with it. Oh yeah, they get in these hands. Al, what would you do?
This is dangerous. I think I probably would pursue some type of legal ramification or settlement for this. But this is a question. I have so many questions. This is questions I have. What happened to doing young kids' birthday parties at like Chuck E. Cheese and Discovery Zone? And then also the second thing is, when I was growing up, this is just me. When I was growing up, my mother and my parents and my aunts and uncles, when I used to go out, they used to check my food to make sure it wasn't too hot and that it tasted all right. And, they used to smell my drinks and stuff to make sure everything was okay before I consumed it. And for me, I'm just like, why the parents should have, checked it, especially if you're doing fake shots. And who does fake shots for your 11-year-old's birthday? What kind of message is that sending? So that was kind of confusing to me as well. But in this case, because they did make that mistake, and blood alcohol content in kids is dangerous because we know that their bodies are a lower weight, even on a little bit of a shot, I think I would pursue some type of legal action.
All right. Students at LeBron James I Promise School are struggling academically. A recent report revealed that not one 8th grader at the school has passed a single math test since 2020. The poor student performance has sparked concern among the school officials in Ohio. What would you do if your child's school had these results, would you pull them out? Now, real quick, a representative from the school said it takes time to improve. And despite not passing, the students have received higher scores than previous years. Higher, but they still ain't passing. Al, what do you think?
So this is the deal. My kid wouldn't be at this school because my kid is not an at-risk kid. Now, these are very at-risk kids. They have a ton of at-home problems, everything from domestic abuse to like homelessness almost. So I can't compare that. You know, that's not comparing apple to apples. And plus, LeBron is a great person. He has job placement at this school for the parents. He has on-site food banks to make sure parents who don't have food can feed their kids. He have resources for the almost homeless or living in a shelter for different parents. So I can't beat him up for these low scores. We just came out of the pandemic. A lot of the students didn't have the attention that they needed or the focus that they needed in order to stay on track. I'm going to give him a little bit of grace here and say, hey, he's aware of it. He hires the best people to work there. We know he offers the best resources. He's done more for these kids.
Girl, what would you do?
What would you do?
I just told you.
Okay.
Well, you said your kid would be.
My kid wouldn't be there. So
Okay.
I mean, for me, I would keep him there because it's at-risk kids. He's offering tons of resources for them, so I would keep him there.
Funky, what would you do?
My knee-jerk reaction probably would be to snatch my child out. Upon further reflection of all that Al said, and if I sat down and cooled down, I probably would reconsider, but my knee-jerk reaction would be to snatch them out.
Rosemary Watson said, this is so painful to hear. What is wrong with that school? My kid is coming out of there for 3 years. What I would do, I'd probably first try, because I don't know, like, you probably want to be a part of it. If you got there, you want to be a part of it, right? And be affiliated with LeBron James. So I would probably maybe get a tutor, which I shouldn't have to if he's in this amazing school. And if not, we got to go. We got to wrap this up. We're not having 3 years, not passing math. Nah, we got to go. All right, y'all, moving on. A Canadian realtor was fined over $15,000 and suspended from his job after drinking milk from the seller's fridge. Mike Rose began poking around the seller's fridge and ended up sipping on milk straight out of the container. I hate when people do this and then putting it back in the fridge. Can you imagine? All right, what would you do if you found out your realtor was digging around in your fridge, drinking straight from the bottle? Funky, what would you do?
It would depend on how many offers he was getting in my house and if the offers were coming in above asking, to be quite honest. Of course, I would be upset and ready to whoop his ass. But if my house was showing slow and whatever, then of course I'm letting them go, I'm fussing them. But if the deal's coming in and people coming in and we getting offers, I'm gonna cuss his ass out and tell him I want 1 point off his commission gifted back towards the closing of my house. I'm gonna report his ass to the realtor board.
That's a good idea, 1 point.
Yeah.
Because that's got to be some violation. Al, what would you do?
Fire him.
Okay. All right. Coming up next, find out why Brittney Griner is trending. And later we discuss a new controversial bill in Illinois. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to TGIF. All right, make sure you hit that like button in the chat. Thank you, soulmates. All right, y'all. Brittney Griner had social media conflicted after a video went viral showing her shirtless while playing basketball by the pool. Do you think this was inappropriate? Al?
No, I didn't find it a big deal about it. I thought it was cool. Like, how does she identify? Maybe we should start there. How does she identify? Does anyone know?
I never heard her identify as male. I always heard her identify as a woman. She's in the WNBA. You know what I mean? So
right.
I do think she's never said transgender to my knowledge. I think she's a woman in a lesbian relationship.
She would be considered like a stud, right? Well, the thing I thought that was the most interesting about this was when I read the comments, most of it were from women, and they were very transphobic, to be honest. And they were also, making jokes and were very negative, which, that concerned me. But other than that, I don't think there was anything wrong with her. She's at her house. She's enjoying herself. She's with her family. Why not? If she wants to go topless, let her go topless.
Okay, Q. What do you think?
So it's two things going on. There are two things going on here for me. Number one is the how does she identify thing, right? Because if she identifies as a woman, then in our society, a woman being topless goes against our social norms. If she identifies as trans, then in theory, she's a man, and men are allowed to go topless. Considering that she has no breast tissue, one is left to assume that she is a trans man. Maybe, I don't know. But the fact that we don't know is problematic in the fact that you're doing it. And here is why. And here is where my main problem lies with Brittney Griner in this situation. I just don't think that you should be doing anything else controversial right now, coming off of what you came off of, right? And in a perfect world, you should be able to go back and live your life freely. But mama, this country went through a lot for you. This country went through a lot of division as a result of things that you were in. And the only media we need coming out of your camp right now needs to be about basketball, not politics, sexuality, gender orientation. We don't need you fighting no other causes.
In her defense, Funky, real quick.
That sounds weird, Funky.
Wait, let me just say this real quick so you know the timing of this. She has her dreads, so this was before Russia.
Okay, well, okay.
Yeah, this is before
but that
Russia.
being said, if this is before Russia, then why is this even a story? It just resurfaced?
I think the video just came out, so then it got
well then if this
I like the direction of it, Funky. Help me understand though. She's in the privacy of her home. She can't relax in the privacy of her home?
Well, it's not the privacy of her, quite frankly, it's not the privacy of her home if it made it to the internet. Okay, I walk around my house and I skinny dip at my friends' houses all the time, and it doesn't make it to the internet. So,
right, but that's not her fault. Somebody recorded her and shared it.
The point I'm making is when I'm doing activities like that, Al, with me being whatever public figure that I am, there are ways to make sure when you are with your friends and your wife in a pool that certain moments that are captured don't make it to the internet. And if people say there isn't, they're lying.
Yeah, I don't get why whoever posted that put that out there.
That's not a sneak video. That's a look, I'm doing it for the camera, which means whoever did it is close to her. Like, so miss me with that. We don't ever see Janet in the news. This the first time we ever seen Oprah out the other day, and Tina Knowles was the one that posted it. So there's a way to keep your private moments private when you want them to be private. I'm glad this was before Russia though, because if this was after Russia, I was about to give her all the smoke.
So Martavius Larry Hampton says, men go topless, so why can't she? She's basking in her joy. Well, we know what our society is giving. Like, let's not play dumb, right? Like, it's not the same. It is, of course, a double standard. Gigi Cake 77 says she was in the privacy of her home. And Marcy Ashby says it's okay to be shirtless as long as it's around your friends and not children. And they're debating.
Yeah. And then if you're gonna be a public figure and use the privacy of your home excuse, there is nothing wrong with being naked in the privacy of your home. Make sure it stays in the privacy of your home.
I would check the person that put that out there. All right. Remember a while back when Blueface received backlash for asking his 6-year-old son if he's gay? Talk about this nigga. Well, he's back at it once again. And recently on Instagram Live, the rapper asked his son if he knew what gay is. His son said no. Well, Blueface said, well, if you ever decided to be gay, I would be upset, but I would still love you. I would still support you and take care of you. His son said, I'm not that. This guy is just problematic just all the time. Like it's no shade to producers. I know this is a trending story, so we got to cover it. It's not y'all, it's him. He just irritates my soul with his parenting, the way his mother, the whole fucking family just irritates me. Who want to take this out? Cute.
I don't have nothing.
I think he saw the attention he got from the last time around this whole issue. And that's the problem with these IG social media stars. They love attention. And this is attention getting at its finest, right? All I'm asking is, and I've said this before, Whack 100, can we please get a break from Blueface on the blogs, please? Because I understand Whack 100 does a lot of relationship building with the blogs that get posted on the blogs. Can we just take a break maybe until the end of August?
Synchro 50 said, child, Blueface is gay himself. What?
And you want to know what's messed up? Because see, here's what's weird, and here's the angle I'll take because I'm over Blueface. On one token, we're hated, right? Especially by that faction of the community. But now y'all are ushering out this new form of marketing where you tell people you're gay, or you pretend to be down with it, or you know, like what are we doing here? And all of this is dangerous to the community and the plight that we're trying to fight, because now y'all are further reinforcing this notion that people can pick and choose when they want to be gay. They can turn it off and on. You're making it seem like it's a joke and these are our lives. Folks out here dying at gas stations just for doing the Tootsie Roll. Like, this is not something to be played with for social media clicks.
I always wanted to know how gay men felt about this when people cosplay or use it as a marketing thing and then, oh, psych, or let it be out there. They dangle it like, am I or am I not? You know what I mean?
I'd have no problem with it whatsoever if it was true.
I'm saying the ones that are not. The ones that are not.
The ones that are not. It's like, what are you doing? And then and then too, it would be a little different if we felt deep down inside that, all right, you not, but at least you ride for us. You know what I'm saying? Like at least me and my homeboy could go sit at the club in Blueface section and chill and smoke hookah and drink and know it wouldn't be no problem. I can look at Blueface and tell he would be part of that crew of those guys that had everything to say about that guy at the gas station. Him and his homeboys are the type that are quick to call somebody a faggot, a punk, and all of this. And it's evidentiary in the fact when he told the little boy, you had all these females out here, what are you, gay or something? The first story about him and the son. So go on somewhere with that. No, you wouldn't support it. You don't like it. You caught that backlash from when you did that first set of gay questioning with your son. And now you and the powers that be are somewhat trying to soften the blow and clean this shit up. We see through this. We see through it.
And I'm going to tell people, if you're going to borrow from a demographic, at least have respect for that demographic. And don't just use it, throw it away, put it back on the shelf, take it back, it's whack. And then now you're sensitive to it now because your ass got dragged for your homophobia and your bad parenting with your son. Like, and keep this shit off social media. Whack, talk to your boy. All right, y'all, have y'all ever been guilty of face tuning or photoshopping your selfies? Y'all, FaceTime, Photoshop?
No, I think it's whack as hell when men do that.
Al?
I do it all.
Well, an Asian American college student asked an AI software to make her LinkedIn photo more professional. So when she got her headshot back, the AI program had turned her into a white woman with blue eyes. What are your thoughts on AI thinking that lighter skin and eyes are more professional? I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and say this real quick. Duh, it's white people programming these this AI. So that's what they think. So their biases are gonna cross back on over into the AI world. And we're gonna see more of this. That's what they deem more attractive and more professional. So that's what we're going to get. Al, what you think about this?
I think this is colorism at its finest. This is prejudice against dark skin tones. There's a lot of conversation around what is professional and what is better looking. And according to AI, if you let them make the choices, it's someone of a lighter skin hue with bigger eyes. Now, see, that's the biggest argument here. The point here is that they're concerned that universities and companies will start to use AI in screenings. And if they do, those candidates that are fair skinned with more what's called white seeming features or white accepting features, they're going to move along in the process, while those who have those darker hues will not. So listen, I'm glad that Attorney Crump made this a conversation. It's something that we need to be aware of because it's just another level of discrimination that we don't need to be subjected to.
I personally can't stand this AI thing. I see nothing, but I see a lot of bad coming from it. People losing jobs. Q, what are your thoughts?
Another prime example of lack of diversity at the highest of levels. White people, the dominant culture, they push back at being called racist, and I don't believe that they all are racist. I think that there are some that are very well-meaning. And a lot of times they call it unconscious bias because you don't realize you possess it. It's unconscious, right? None of us can help what we deem attractive. More times than not, we're going to deem the culture that we're most closely affiliated with. We're going to have a preference for those features and those things, and that is 100% fine. The issue that I do have with the people at the top that do the programming is your God complex, that you think you know everything so much that you don't even stop to think, let me go get Jamal, let me go get, Consuela, let me go get various other people to put on the programming team so we can have a well-rounded view of what this software is going to do. And you don't give a damn because you live in a world that tells you what you think and what you feel is all that matters and everybody else needs to fall in line.
We have someone, Shika, in the comments says, it's already happening. I work in HR and it's already happening. Again, Black folks, we have to get more into technology. We got to get in these spaces, just like we have to infiltrate and fight for our stake in this, because I'm sorry, this cat is just really doing too much. If not, it's going to be more of this, because AI, apparently, as much as a lot of people don't like it, it seems like it's going to be here to stay, and there's going to be more of this nonsense. And the computers are running everything we're really getting there. It's going to be affecting us in all areas. Like, they're already getting rid of diversity in states, and now we got the AI telling you this is a more professional look. All right, y'all. Coming up, keep it locked, because we got coming up a new controversial bill in Illinois, and later, a Twitter user spills the tea on modern dating. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Illinois Governor J.P. Pritzker signed a bill into law that allows non-U.S. citizens to become police officers in the state. The new law is angering folks who are against the idea of foreigners being able to arrest American citizens. Do you have a problem with this new law, Al?
No, because there are a lot of other states that already have this law, like Hawaii and California and parts of Florida, and in Chicago allows it. It just appears to me that the Republicans know exactly how to make these headlines to stir up that base, to get them very upset. The headline is what I have the problem with. It's messy, it's misleading, it's salacious, and it's fear-mongering at its finest. To me, this article is not a big deal. It's something that's been going on for more than 10 years. So what's the big deal for it to go on in other parts of Illinois outside of Chicago?
It's kind of crazy, wasn't it? Okay. Q, what do you think?
Absolutely nothing wrong with it. And anybody who finds something wrong with it, you're just looking for a reason to be upset, and it's stupid. Because following that logic, then they shouldn't allow to be your doctors. They shouldn't be allowed to be your physicists, your engineers, and every other thing that makes your life easy. Let's face it, honey. All right. It don't take a lot of skill or education level to be no goddamn police officer. And I'm just keeping it a buck, okay? And it's a great ass goddamn job. The shit pay about $55,000, $60,000 a year starting, with about 45 starting in academy. And that's here in Miami-Dade County. It ain't that glamorous of a damn job. And if the citizens can come over and they can maintain the law and standards to be doctors, lawyers, physicists, engineers, biologists, urologists, and everything else in between, then surely they can handle issuing citations and shooting Black people in the back, because that seems to be the criteria.
I do remember a non-citizen, well, he started off as a non-citizen, became one, becoming governor of California, which was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyways, but I digress here. All right, a 30-year-old French daredevil known for his extreme stunts has fallen to his death in Hong Kong. He was attempting to climb a high-rise building and ended up falling from the 68th floor. Do you feel sorry for his death, or was he asking for it, Punky?
They said the chicken at his repast was real good, bitch. They said Zaxby's had catered it. Y'all already know how I feel with stories like this. I have sympathies for his family. I hope his family nor his mama is looking at this. But I'm not finna disturb my makeup and upset my tears by no bitch that was climbing no building trying to be Spider-Man and did not take the stairs, the elevator, or the escalator, okay? Buildings is made to be climbed with scaffolding, not New Balance shoes on, and damn sure not without cleaning window equipment or bungee cord or anything of the nature. What was you doing up there? My grandma told me this a long time ago. She said, feet is made for walking. Okay, not scaling buildings. So no, you're not gonna get me to sit up here and upset my makeup and disturb my tears over no bitch that fell off no building.
Al, do you have sympathy for this man?
I definitely have sympathy for him. You know, it's like a hobby for him, but this hobby obviously turned bad. What is it? What's the saying? What's the saying?
It was already bad.
Well, he had climbed many buildings taller than this. I mean, there's a couple of other things that he climbed, but this one, I guess, just turned bad for him. But this is what I wanted to ask. Damn it, Q! I forgot what I was going to ask. Never mind. I feel bad for him though. I don't like people to die. I mean,
nobody does, but he didn't.
I know what I meant to ask you, Q. What's the saying? Silly games to get silly prizes.
Play silly games, win silly prizes.
There you go. Play silly games.
But they are saying that he did die doing what he loves.
Okay, and that's fine.
That's
so then that's more the reason why we shouldn't feel any damn sympathy. We should be elated. He went out the way he wanted on his terms. Next story.
There it is. Play stupid games with stupid prizes.
It's like, what? There's only two outcomes that can happen, right? You're going to go up there and get the little Instagram picture, or you're going to die. Like, I'm not into taking unnecessary risks like that. Like, my risk is like maybe a little bit of money at a craft table, but I'm not doing anything that's going to put me in danger. I'm not jumping off shit. I'm not no snakes.
My favorite saying is I take all my risk on the ground. Okay? On the ground. Or with boys after the club that I don't know, but that's a whole other story.
Well, that could be deadly as well.
And I changed my life. Just joking.
Jeez.
All right, y'all. It's cat. Y'all been asking the cat. The cat just want to be on TV. All right. Hey, the wife of a former college football star was arrested in the Bahamas for conspiring to kill her husband. Lindsay Shiver plotted with her Bahamian lover to kill her husband. Lindsay allegedly began this affair with the Bahamian man in the vacation home that she shared with her husband, Shady Boots. Can you believe this? Also, authorities discovered the WhatsApp messages plotting the husband's death on Lindsay's phone. Q, go ahead.
You know, it's so funny because when I dug into the story, I was like, she already got busted laying up with the man, right? So the husband already knew. So I'm like, okay, what would your motive be to kill the man? All right, vacation home in the Bahamas, bingo, money. If you get divorced, infidelity, she might not get no money or as much money, and that's why her reasoning for wanting to kill him. But this is just sad. Like, this is just sad that she let that, the Bahamian, I'm assuming he was Black Bahamian.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm assuming she never had that thing tickled the way that man had done tickled that thing. So he had went up in there. He had went up in there and rearranged some things. You know what I'm saying? He had moved some furniture and redecorated the interior of the walls. And see, Mama had gotten to seeing stars and constellations, and she wanted that husband money so they could continue to live. And she done died over dick. I mean, about to go to prison over dick. It's sad.
Yeah. Okay. Alpha Charm said that's why I don't believe in marriage. It's all BS. Al, what do you think? Is marriage BS?
Oh, wow. No, marriage isn't BS. But I do want to know this. Does anyone know how it feels to be sex so good that you want to just ruin your life over Tootsie Cat or over penis? Like,
no.
What is she doing? And you got 3 kids? Like, you're just like tossing it all out the window over some good sex. And the dude we learned was in his 20s. She's 35 acting like she's 21. This just doesn't make any sense to me. I just think it was poor judgment and just stupid overall for her.
Just divorce your husband.
Right.
She wanted the money, though. She couldn't get the money.
She could get child support for 3 kids if he's wealthy. That's a couple of $1,000s a month.
That ain't enough, honey.
But to risk a prison sentence over this, how much money are we talking? Was he a multi super rich billionaire? He probably wasn't.
And listen here, I'm gonna try to clean it up a little bit because we're making a lot of assumptions. For all we know, that man could have been beating her ass.
True.
For all we know, you know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Which made cheating and wanting to kill him worth it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. But it is messed up.
DB said, if you think the devil's a liar, you've never met a Bahamian man. Oh, wow. And Ish Badid said he scratched it.
That's sucky. Go to the Bahamas since you try to get your coochie scratched. Okay.
Let's not encourage that, Funky. All right, y'all. Share them. Messed up England. All right, coming up, a Twitter user shares his thoughts on modern dating. Keep it locked. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. All right, y'all. Soulmates, check out this tweet. Nah, modern dating is truly cooked. This woman said she lost interest in a man that was a 10 in looks, over 6 foot tall, Ivy League graduate, has his life together, can make her laugh, and great conversation, all because he wore flip-flops out in public once. Have you ever gotten the ick over something so small, Al?
Probably not. No, I'm not over flip-flops. Heck no. That's a
Which is something small, like a small thing.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Q?
I have in the past, but after maturing and after further introspection, I came to the conclusion that it wasn't the thing that was small, is that I self-sabotaged the situation because I wasn't ready, or I felt that that person was too good for me, or that person was better than me, or I was not worthy of that person. And when people really take a deep dive, God just sent you everything you asked for, and you shut it down over a flip-flop. You got to really dig and get to the root of what it was, because it was not that flip-flop.
I have a friend that I say she's a Black female Jerry Seinfeld. She'd meet these great guys and it'd be one thing. Oh, but his thumb is weird, or his eyebrows. And I said, you're never going to find someone that feel like this, Piggy. You need to stop. So big picture, ladies and gentlemen. All right, y'all, let's play a game of Would You Rather. All right, play along in the chat, and this is for you and Al right now, Q and Al, and also the chat. Soulmates, I want to see what y'all got to say. Would you rather be broke and happy or rich and miserable?
Broke and happy.
Broke and happy. Once you get happiness and peace, you'll never forego that.
Happy.
Happy.
But broke. How can you be happy if you're broke? I guess broke and happy. All right. Would you rather go to prison for a year or be married to someone you are not physically attracted to?
Married to someone I'm not physically attracted to.
Married to someone I'm not physically attracted to, because I can always cheat. So
Same. And if you're really honest, most of us have probably been in that situation at least once in our lives. All right. Would you rather give up sex or food?
Sex.
I gotta eat.
Yeah.
I give up sex. I give up sex. That's what hands do. I mean, listen, honestly and truthfully, these days I have more fun with my hand anyway. I do. I have more fun. I have more fun pleasure myself. I know how I like it. I can talk to myself the way I want to talk. I can visualize, fantasize. It's less messy. It doesn't require as much prep time. It's just so much easier.
Plus, we done seen the toys you have in your background, so we know you have a good old time by yourself. Look at his face. Would you rather accidentally send a nude photo to your parent or your boss?
To my parent.
To my boss.
They've seen it already.
To my boss. Oh my God. I don't have to see these bosses. I don't give a damn about these bosses. But my parents, oh my God, I'd be so embarrassed.
Oh, that's tough. To my boss, of course. Yeah, my boss. Would you rather be morbidly obese or have chronic bad breath?
Morbidly obese.
I think I have to take the bad breath. I don't want no wide bike. No.
So
the wide back worse than funky breath?
In my book, it is.
No, because if I was morbidly obese, I could get the sleeve. I could get surgery. I could work it off. Bad breath. There ain't much you can do if you have chronic bad breath.
You can keep you a little sippy cup with some vinegar and baking soda and gargle every 30 minutes. I mean, it's things you can do.
But imagine, like, we all know people who have a smell they just cannot get rid of ever. Like, imagine that is your reality every single day.
I pass on that.
I guess obese. All right. That was tough, you guys. That was hard, wasn't it? That was pretty tough. Soulmates, make sure you tell a friend about our show. I know some people are so confused about when the show comes on. They're like, oh, I finally caught it live. It's been the same time, 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East. That's 5 days a week. And then the replay is 11 p.m. Central Time and noon on the East Coast. So yeah.
I want to end on this, Cardi. Y'all, this week, can we just not fight each other? Like, we had a very rough last 2 weeks, all communities. Let's just call it a 2-week ceasefire. Like, we got other shit going on.
Yeah. let's try to be kind to each other. We're all dealing with a lot of stuff in these streets and the end of the world and global warming.
And Ron DeSantis.
And Trump might be president again. Okay, I want to thank my co-host, Al Reynolds and Funky Eva, for joining me tonight. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Stay tuned for Crockett's Corner. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.
Have a good night.